What's up everyone, V here, and today gonna be a bit of a different video, because just got back from watching Thunderbolts. Absolutely loved it. Cinema. Absolute cinema, as they be saying. I say that like I'm an 8-year-old man. I'm 20. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, just got back from seeing it, loved it. I mean, I called it from the beginning. From the second I saw that first trailer, I was like, this is gonna be peak. It's gonna be great, and I'm so glad that everyone else thinks so as well, because I was just so excited about it, because just the cast I loved. They took like every one of my favorite characters that were introduced in the recent shows and movies and put them in one. And oh, was it great. And I got out the theater and I was like, oh, I want to mess with some Thunderbolts legends. I want to mess with some Thunderbolts figures. So, of course, the Thunderbolts figures aren't releasing till, swear to God, I think it said September. They look great. I already pre-ordered the U.S. Agent and Sentry 2-pack, and I'm definitely now going to pre-order the Yelena and Red Guardian 2-pack. But I'm like, I just wanted to talk about the movie and talk about some figures. So this is going to be a little bit of a different video. It's just going to be me talking about the movies. Spoiler alert, by the way, I'm not going to get too into detail, because I might do a separate movie review for it, because I'm just still trying to get that going. But also just want to talk about some of my favorite figures of the Thunderbolts. Characters excluded here, there's 2 of them, are Ghost, because there's only one Legends of her, and I don't own it, and Taskmaster, because I do own the Legends of Taskmaster, but I didn't feel like finding it. And also, Taskmaster is literally nothing in this movie. This is your last spoiler warning. I'm spoiling it. In 3, 2, 1, they shoot her dead in cold blood after a minute of screen time. I mean, I kind of knew it. The way they advertised in the trailers, Taskmaster was just kind of not there. Which kind of sucks, because I did kind of like the new design, but I understand it. Taskmaster was a bit of an odd character. I don't think anyone else was really excited about Taskmaster, because I know a lot of people hated Taskmaster being mute and being a girl. So they probably killed them off whole train to maybe make way for a more comic accurate Taskmaster. It didn't really bother me too much. I didn't really care. But also wasn't necessarily excited to see Taskmaster. And again, Ghost, there's only one Legends of her from the MCU, and that figure is in a 2-pack with Luis, which sits at a comic shop I go to all the time, and I debate buying it, but never do. But we have these 4, which I was going to say are the real highlights, but I really like Ghost, so I'm not going to Sly Ghost. And we don't got any figure of Bob yet, because he was just now introduced. But yeah, we're just gonna be talking about these 4, talking about their figures, and them in general. A couple of these are customs, which I'm the one making the video. I keep saying we. I don't know why. But yeah, let's get into the 2 easier ones to talk about. Let's talk about Bucky first, because he's not that exciting. This is the Falcon and Winter Soldier Bucky. A little bit of a boring figure, I will be honest. Not because the figure's bad, but just design-wise, it's not that interesting. Not like he has a more interesting design in Thunderbolts. I wish I could have gotten my hands on the Winter Soldier, the newer Winter Soldier that they released, because it more looks like how he looks like in Thunderbolts, because he doesn't have the short hair anymore. He doesn't have this blue. But yeah, this figure's not too bad. The likeness is very dodgy. Like, some angles, you're like, that's Sebastian Stan. And then others, it's like, they oddly captured the likeness of Icarus better on this figure than they did the actual Icarus figure. So much so that I got another Bucky from, like, Ollie's for, like, $5. Swapped its head on my Icarus figure. And yeah, one thing I do really like about this figure is its arm. This arm looks really good. Again, I don't think I've made a video on him, because I think I'm maybe thinking of, because I did a video on like the whole of the Ultron Bath Wave from the Disney Plus series. But I didn't review Wave 1, I don't think. I think I only reviewed a couple of them. But I did buy the entirety of the wave because I genuinely liked all the figures in it, which is rare, and also because I wanted Falcon and his wings. Yeah, this arm just looks clean as hell, dude. Love the gold. But the rest of it's kind of eh. It's not really too much of an interesting design. Really hope we do get a new Bucky, just because, I don't know, I want a new Bucky that isn't this, and hopefully a better Sebastian Stan likeness. Or the Winter Soldier one is better. Maybe I should try acquiring that one. But this is my Bucky, and I'm alright with it. It's not too perfect, but you know, Bucky in the movie, I liked, you know. He was a bit more alone. He didn't have his buddy Falcon with him. But you know what? They all played... My favorite thing about the movie was the dynamic. Like, again, spoiler alert. I mean, I already said it. But them being the new Avengers, honestly, I'm kind of excited about it because their dynamic in the movie was great. I mean, again, I already loved, like, every single character in this going in. But, like, their dynamic together was generally so good. And, like, honestly, just the cast itself, they look like they have a blast together. They weren't lying when it genuinely feels like old MCU. Like, seeing those videos of the cast doing the interviews and stuff, they just seem like they're having a great time. And, it really takes me back to, like, OG Avengers and stuff. And, like, I cannot wait to see more of this team. They're so good. And Bucky, honestly, in the end, in the post-credit scene, had a bit of a wild fit. But yes, this is Bucky. And let's move on to Alexi, because this is a figure I generally do really like. This is the Red Guardian. That was my horrid attempt at a Russian accent. This is specifically the 2-pack version with the one lady. The mom character, I forgot her name. Because the single release looked like trash. He didn't have the mask, and it had a likeness that didn't look like David Harbour. He didn't have the beard. I will say, the new suit has grown on me, but this is just such a better suit. I'm sorry. Like, I really like this suit. It looks so good. And, like, they nailed David Harbour right there. I didn't take the unmasked head out because it just didn't feel like finding it. But yeah, this still holds up. I generally really like how this figure looks. It's such a good design. I didn't give him the shield because they gave him the stupid clip shield, which I hope they don't keep doing, because it's so stupid. And it never looks good, and the clip always breaks. But yeah, this is definitely a really solid figure. Although the new one coming out could top it. But yeah, I love Alexi. He's such a fun character, and he was great. So good in the movie. He had, like, so many great moments, and even some more touching moments, which was nice. But yes, still a really solid figure. Although I do kind of want the new figures, because I feel like, I don't know, them renders look good. They nailed the likenesses on them. These two Bucky and him are a bit harder to talk about because it's just bordering on just reviewing the figure itself while talking about the characters. The next two are more exciting because they got a little bit of customization to them. But yeah, next we're going to talk about U.S. Agent John Walker, because his customization isn't as intense as Yelena's, and because I didn't actually make this custom. I was at a comic shop, I think in Columbus, Ohio. Just looking, or not comic shop, but like collectible place. Forgot what it's called. It's like Big Fun or something. I don't know. And they had just been of random figures. And I was just looking through and I see US Agent. I'm like, specifically, I see this. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Then I'm like, wait a second. Is he customized? I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my god. Someone just straight up made, like repainted him to be more accurate to the actual design. And it was only like $5. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm buying it. Because, like, yeah, this is the official US Agent that they released for Falcon and Winter Soldier. And it's just a black version of this guy. Like, it's missing the white and everything. And I was like, now I don't have to customize mine. Especially since the red is here. You'd have to either just do this white or like have to rearrange everything, which I didn't feel like doing. And they seem to do a decent job. Yeah, it's a little rubbed off on the red, but honestly, it looks nice. And they also touched up the black on the arms, which I don't really care about as much. But yeah, and as you saw, I'm a big fan of John Walker. I'm glad he's getting a bit of love now with Thunderbolts, but it's kind of like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man all over again, where like people were trashing him forever, but then the second he appeared in No Way Home, everyone's like, man, I love the Amazing Spider-Man movies. No, I have been day one John Walker. I went as him for Halloween. I have a costume. I have these figures. I love bro. He was honestly one of my favorite characters introduced post Endgame. I thought he's a very dynamic, very interesting character. And I loved him in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I loved him even more in Thunderbolts. He was great. Loved how he played off all the other characters as well. Again, they just had a great dynamic. And the design hard as hell. Like, look at that. That looks clean. And also, it also doesn't, it also helps that this legitimately is, like, in my top 5 favorite Marvel Legends figures of all time. Like, when I got this figure, well, the original US Agent, not this specific one, the custom, but, like, I got out the box and I was like, this is such a fun figure. And it stays being one of my favorite figures. And it's nice to have this little custom because it holds me off until the proper release. But get a little close-up look. The person that made this custom job didn't do too bad. They, like, even painted it up here. Doesn't chip or anything. Like, they did a quality job. I don't know why they got rid of it. I guess either they were, like, cleaning out or just didn't think this was all that. Or maybe they made a new one. I don't know. But honestly, whatever it may be, I'm glad it landed in my hands because it is getting appreciated. And yeah, it's such a good figure. Such a good figure. I love all iterations. I think this one might be my favorite. Just the regular Captain America one. Not because of Captain America, but I feel like oddly this one just feels better than this one. I don't know why. But yeah, you can recreate the scene where, like, Val's, like, talking crap on him and then he just instantly goes for the gun. But yeah, this is such a good figure. I do highly recommend the US Agent figure. It's just it's so good. And this is a really solid custom of him. But yeah, finally bringing out Yelena Belova. This one is heavily customized. This is one of the most customized figures I've ever done. I don't really dabble in customs too much. This is one that I needed to do because I got the original Yelena figure and I thought it sucked. I was like, this is trash. This figure sucks. And I stand by that. That figure was awful. The likeness was dodgy. The vest was like super like skin tight and sucked. And then the proportions were odd. I was like, I hate this. I'm fixing it. So what I did was I bought the snowsuit Black Widow figure. I also just bought it because the likeness was oddly better on that figure, so I gave it to the other Black Widow. But like, I took its body. I originally... No, okay. I got it mixed up. I thought I swapped the arms. And wait. Oh, wait, no, wait, I did. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to remember all that I did. I think I was going to swap the legs, but didn't. Hold on, I gotta remember now. No, I think these are Yelena's legs. Well, yeah, they are Yelena's legs. Oh, I went on a journey there. Because it's been years since I've made this custom. But yeah, this Black Widow has the weird heels. Yeah. So the arms and torso are the snowsuit Black Widow. But then I took like the hands and I think like the stingers from Yelena, put them on. But then the legs I took from Yelena because she had like different belt stuff and also because her legs are a bit better. And in doing so, I kind of broke that. But like I popped the legs off with like heat, was able to slide that off. But again, kind of tore it because it was super thin. Then I took the vest from the Black Widow of Infinity War. And I didn't really care because I accidentally broke the arm off of that figure. And putting it on, it did kind of tear it open. But again, it still looks nice. And then with the more recent Hawkeye Yelena figure, which low-key kind of sucks too. I took its head because the likeness at least is miles better. And popped it on and it fits real nicely. And I feel like after all that, you get an actually really good Yelena figure that doesn't have weird wonky proportions and is actually really solid. Hopefully, the new Yelena from Thunderbolts is good and an actual quality figure. The renders looked great. The renders for all of them look great, so hopefully they actually make a good Yelena figure for once. But all my hard work and effort poured into this, and I feel like this is honestly really solid as well. And it's definitely my definitive Yelena, at least for now. Sucks that she's in the snowsuit, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah. Oh yeah, I guess let me talk about Yelena again. Another great character. Loved her in all of her appearances. Florence Pugh just does a phenomenal job as Yelena. I mean, Florence Pugh is a great actress. And she just puts so much character, like... A lot of people are saying it's like the first person that's like... I've seen people talk about like the one person that where like they're passing down the mantle where like it actually works. And I'm gonna be real, hot take here, but I think I like Yelena more than Natasha. Yelena's just so fun and has a lot to her. And has already been, I feel like, a bit more of a dynamic character than Natasha. No shade to Natasha, she's great, but like I feel like I like Yelena a bit more. I don't know, it's just, maybe it's just Florence Pugh's charm that she puts into the character, but just, Yelena's great. I love her. Loved her from the second I saw Black Widow. And she's even better in Thunderbolts. like, I can't stress this enough. I love Thunderbolts. I think they did a great job. And this new team they got, I'm genuinely excited. Like, I went from being like, man, I wish we could see an Avengers team before Doomsday, to now I'm like, I can't wait to see more of this team. Like, I had high expectations for Thunderbolts, and it was met. Really enjoyed the movie, and I can't get over how great this cast was. Like, they played off each other so well. Also, one tidbit, because again, I may or may not make the Thunderbolts review, so I might just try to get a lot of the thoughts out now, especially since I just saw it. But I really like how they twisted the third act. Like, it's one of those movies where it's building up to this big climactic third act final fight, but it doesn't do that. It twists it, where it's more of like a thought fight in a way, where like they're in his mind or their minds or some mind thing, and it's not like this big like brawl, and it ends with them winning because they're not fighting. I really like that. It was a nice little switch up from what you're used to in the superhero movies. Again, I love this movie so much, man. I can't wait to see this cast in Doomsday. Please don't kill them. I can't, gang. I can't watch. They're not gonna kill. They're definitely not killing Yelena or Walker, because, like, they were just introduced. But I can at least see Alexei or Bucky going. Bucky would be a hard sell to kill, because people love Bucky, but he's just been around for so long that there's a chance he might go. And Alexei, he's older and he's a father figure. He's just asking to die. And he's comedic relief. Like, come on now. Bro might genuinely be cooked. But yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to talk about Thunderbolts and just mess around with some Thunderbolts related figures, and also talk about the customs I have, because I've been wanting to make a custom video for a while, but then I was like, I have like 3 customs and like a bunch of figures that are like halfway done, but I know I'm never gonna complete. So I was like, you know what, I at least get to talk about this cool little John Walker custom that I found, and talk about my favorite custom that I've ever made, the Yelena custom. So yeah, and also just a stall, because there's like no figures being released, and if they are, it's not something I want to buy, so a little bit of at least have something for you guys to watch, since I've been kind of ghosting y'all a lot recently. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you thought about Thunderbolts in the comment section. Do you think we're so back? I mean, I never really thought we left. But at least in the public eye, we're back to the we're so back era. And these Thunderbolts figures can't get here sooner. Oh my god. But yeah. Again, like, subscribe. Check out my previous reviews. Follow me on Instagram, MoonNXO. And yeah, hopefully have a wonderful day. And who knows, if you're feeling lonely, you're feeling lost in the world, you might stumble across a band of people who you might hate each other at first, but then you learn to become family. And then that's what truly gives you motivation to keep living and defeat that void that's inside you. Side note, when he like murked the kid, I was shook. I was like, yo, it's such a sweet, awesome moment. And then, and I was like, I genuinely gasped in the theaters. Like, they didn't die, obviously, but like, I was so like, oh my god. Like, I was like, what? Anyway. Peace.